Mzansi, and welcome to Afternoon Express. We're getting in touch with our musical sides as we're joined in studio by the visionary and soulful Langa Mavuso, who will be treating us to 2 live performances. Now, we'll also be joined by leading social media influencer Nadia Jafta as she shares more about her ventures into music and acting. Plus, we get a teaser of how some of South Africa's hottest musicians have collaborated to pay tribute to the unparalleled Mzansi musical icon, Mr. Caiphus Semenya. Now, the funky Rick will sit down with him for an exclusive interview with this living legend. I'm looking forward to that. Now, food does touch the stomach, but it also touches our hearts. So please tell us on social media, what's the one meal that always reminds you of your childhood? Ladies in the kitchen, I'm dying to find out from you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too, Bali, and to the rest of South Africa.
Happy Friday!
I'm still in the heritage mood, Anele. I really still am. And that's why today we're making a dish that I absolutely love, that I grew up on. Every single gathering we had, and if you don't know what that means, that is pulled beef and sorghum, basically mabele.
Fantastic.
That's what we're going to start off with.
I've never made it, so I'm super excited. But we're also going to make something for Pali. We're going to make a Durban bunny chow.
Ooh, girl. And if you want the recipe details, guys, you better make sure you go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But for now, Palesa, what's happening over there in the lounge?
South Africa, we promised you music, and music we're going to give you. Here to perform one of the first singles from his album, Langa. This is Langa Mavuso with Panther.
Been here since yesterday. Love searching like display. Club rides just nauseate. Shuts down, we still complain. We jam, we riding high so far. I'm so tired of dressing up, feeling love in empty cups. I'll try and disguise disgust, running around drop tops in the spot in cars we can't afford. Black rich we don't afford. Beaming boys, I still feel the heartache. I'm on champagne, we running out. I'm coming down. I still feel the heartache. I'm on champagne, we running out. I'm coming down.
Come on over, my brother, come on over.
Thank you so much. Woo!
You see, South Africa, when we say soulful, when we say velvety,
Wow.
we're essentially speaking about you.
Wow, what kind things to say. I appreciate it so much.
So you've been a busy man since the last time we
Yes,
saw you, since you were
yes.
last on Afternoon Express's stage.
Yes.
But more than ever, we're celebrating the debut album,
Yes.
self-titled Langa. Let's start at the top, my brother.
Right.
Why did you decide to put some respect on your name and just decided, you know what, I'm going to stick with Ulanga, and Langa's good enough?
Yeah, you know, it's been such a crazy journey of putting this album together, you know. Between Cape Town, Johannesburg, and London, it's been just putting my heart into the work, you know. And when I looked at the album and I was really reflecting on it, I was just trying to think, what is this album about? You know, it's really a reflection of me and the time that I'd gone through, you know, between 23 and 26, you know. And I thought, what do I call it, you know? And I thought Langa's the best thing to call it because it's an introduction of who I am. And I think most people know this, but like Langa is my father's surname and Mavuso is my mother's surname. And that's the beautiful thing about when people introduce my name, is that they recognize the people who I come from. It's a direct just awareness of who I walk with, you know, and who I represent. So I felt it was important to really embody that and to just
be that.
Take it in, yeah.
Well, look, I think that says so much about not only who you are. I mean,
Yeah.
Izolo, we're celebrating Heritage Day.
Yes.
And towards, throughout the show, I'm going to be touching base with you to find out what heritage means to you.
Yeah.
But that's essentially it. I mean, having your mom, your dad, the ancestors, and the cultural background supporting who you are, bringing this masterpiece together.
Yeah.
So you have said that it's tracking your journey from 23 to 26. Now,
Literally.
that's incredible. A lot happens through those years. South Africa,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. Head over to social media and let us know what you were getting up to through those 3 years.
Yeah.
But those are years that you grow so much. You make mistakes. You fall. You have
That's
to stand up.
exactly what the album talks about. I literally chronicled so the album really talks about a heartbreak and me going through it during that time. And I go through the pain and the loss of it. And then I go through really the mess of it, which is where Panther comes in. You can really hear it's about a lifestyle that is kind of messy. And that requires a lot of finding yourself. And then finally, there's a beautiful moment of just really finding yourself again and really rerouting, And I think that happened a lot for me in this past 2 years of 25 and 26. Yeah.
Dr. Langa, I mean, I also want to touch base. You were saying, Uguti, being in between 3 different cities is kind of chaotic within itself. You have to create music at the same time, still be inspired and motivated, all within COVID, all within the hecticness of life.
Yeah.
So during the process of making your music, how do you go about essentially focusing and honing in on the skill of itself?
Yeah, I'm very focused when it comes to creating music. I really shut out the world.
Wow.
I don't see friends or family during that time.
Isolation.
I do isolate a lot because I think I don't do it in over a long period. I'll give myself maybe 3 weeks and I'll say creating music and I'm unavailable to everyone, and that's how I do it. And COVID gave me more of that time. I was able to focus on mixing and mastering the album. So the detail in the project is really, really, really intense. I had essentially 5 months to sit down with a project and focus on it. We would usually be gigging and doing promo and doing all of these things, moving around. So my attention would be split amongst many things, but this has allowed me to really focus on one thing.
I'm looking forward to not only the one thing that you have brought out that is your debut album, but I'm sure South Africa is also so excited to get stuck in and get the album, get their hands on that album. So South Africa, if you're also as excited as we here on Afternoon Express, please do head over to our social media pages, use that hashtag Afternoon Express, and let us know if you're going to be purchasing and supporting Local is Lekker in Langa. Now, our spirits are still soaring after the performance, and Langa will be back with more a little bit later. But first, we also still have to, enjoy the spirit of Heritage Day. So we're going to be delighting in a hearty tlotlo recipe. I hope Dumi's going to be proud of me for that one. Learn more about this delicacy coming up.
Join us this Saturday evening at 8 as the Insider Essay explores the theme of progress. Meet UCT's inspiring Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mamokgethi Phakeng. See how the visionary Liz Biden built one of South Africa's top hotel portfolios and learn how artichokes are being cultivated and celebrated in South Africa. The Insider Essay this Saturday evening at 8, only on SABC3.
sorted for your shopping choices with BuySmart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. Why not step into the weekend by signing up with BuySmart with the sheer knowledge that it automatically puts you in the race to win big with our weekly prizes, such as a queen-size bed, a must-have contemporary fridge, a top-notch washing machine, or a super smart smartphone. It's simple, it's seamless, and all you have to do is scan the QR code right from the comfort of your living rooms on your TV screens. You can earn points for qualifying purchases on products like Jungle Oats, Koo, and Albany, and so much more. And if that isn't good enough, you can sign up via WhatsApp by simply sending hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. Browse BuySmart promos and products. Upload your till slip when you've purchased qualifying products. Receive points for your purchases and then use those points to unlock rewards like airtime, data, and shopping vouchers. It's quick and easy, and you can sign up on the go. You can also enter by scanning the competition QR code on your TV screens. Plus, this month, you will stand a chance to win weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone are all up for grabs. T's and C's apply, and make sure you sign up today and stand a chance of going into the draw for this week's weekly prize. Who knows, it could be your lucky day.
It's still Friday all day.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Now, yesterday was Heritage Day, and you know we couldn't get into the weekend without our very own taste of South Africa. So we'll be making a traditional Setswana dish called chow, which basically means pulled beef and fermented mabele, or sorghum as most people know.
I like the ring of it. Kating.
Which means it's got that seal of approval,
Yes,
the tick for
like
approval.
tick-tock.
This is a dish, Anele, that I've enjoyed growing up in every single huge occasion we have, whether it is a wedding, whether it is a funeral, whether mokete wa badimo, which is a celebration for the ancestors. There's always this dish. There's always chotlo liting.
But how do you start? What must I do? First do what you have to do, and then you tell me, because you have to instruct me.
I need to instruct you with that first, because that has to sit and ferment. So how it starts is you're going to pour some water into mabele and actually put some of the maize meal in there. So what we're doing now is we're prepping it for the fermentation
So
process.
I've got some, is it sorghum is the other word, sorghum or what?
Yeah, sorghum.
And where can I buy this?
Anyway, and it is by far one of the most unappreciated grains.
Wow.
It actually is gluten-free, first of all, and it is also high in protein. It is high in lots of nutrients. South Africa Online, check it out. It is a great ingredient for your kitchen, just as great as Excella, because it's good for your pocket. It's good on your pocket.
It's got like a porridge consistency. Can I eat it for breakfast or something?
Girl, you can eat it for breakfast. Like you see now, we're pairing it with some meat. You eat it for breakfast. You eat it as a main meal. It's completely up to you. While you're doing that, I'm just going to get started with the onions here. But basically, that's it. You put some water in it, cover it, put it in a nice warm place for between 3 to 5 days, and then it ferments. Yabela.
3 to 5 days?
Yes, girl. We want that sour taste, and then,
now it's
that's the thing. So now it's just mabele. It's just plain
So
grain.
you cover this and I leave it. So what are you doing?
So I'm getting started with our chotlo, which basically is the pulled beef. So we cook it so long that it actually starts to pull apart.
Oh,
you know?
It's like it comes from such a heritage, and now people are saying it's fancy pull apart beef. But at the end of the game,
We've been doing this
for ages.
For ages. So basically, because of the amount of work that goes into Mikete and all the celebrations, these are the kind of dishes where they make it, they leave it on the pot, and they go do everything else.
Big pots.
Yes. So what we would do is we start with the onion, and then we go in with our beef.
And what beef cuts is that? Just like any beef cut.
So I've gotten you can get the cheapest cut of beef, because the whole idea is you're going to let it cook long and slow in the pot. So normally this would happen if they've bought, because there'll be celebrations, there's always either slaughtering of a cow or a sheep. So there'll always be that large piece of meat, and they cut it up into beautiful pieces, put it in the pot, go in with the rest of the ingredients. I started off with our Excella, let me not forget that part.
Yeah.
We started off with this Excella, and one thing I love about it is that because it doesn't give off any smell and it's non-greasy, it's a quality product, and you basically know you have it on hand. You don't have to worry about buying oil often because of the quality of this product. So you fry that up, go in with the spices, go in with all the sauces.
What spices did you put in there? Because I just saw this. It looks like curry to me, so please help me.
Spice. It's just barbecue spice.
Okay.
So the one thing is that with this particular dish, because they want the pure taste of the meat, they don't. We don't change it up at all. We normally just like to keep it simple, the simple spices, and let this cook. I'm going to put it on a high heat, and then we just go in with a bit of water because you don't want it to burn. Let it fry
and you don't
up.
even have to go in with stock. You know, sometimes people got all these fancy methods. But let me tell you, when it goes down to the most simplest way, that is when things are just delicious.
You are correct. So while this cooks, I'm going to talk you through making that tea. Right. So now that's been fermented.
For how long has this been fermented?
That's been fermented for 3 days. Yes.
This is a bit sour. The water is boiling. What must I do now?
Boiling. So you basically go in with the first spoon, stir it in.
Okay.
Make sure it's nicely incorporated.
Okay.
And then just put in about 4 spoons of that. So the reason we soak it also is to actually break down the enzymes of the actual sorghum.
Okay.
And then basically just let it cook. Once it starts to boil, turn down the heat and let it simmer. And you just keep stirring it. This we like to cook for at least 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, because you want it's basically almost like pap. It's a grain as well. So you want to cook it down, but you also don't want to disturb it. So we're going to, once it starts boiling, put it on low heat. And then it's going to cook and become, if you want it to be more runny and you want soft porridge, then you put more liquid. If you want it to be stiff pap like this, that's basically what you get.
Just want to show the viewers here. This has been cooked now for half an hour or longer, and this is quite a stiff porridge. This reminds me of matabela porridge as well. In a way, I grew up with matabela, and this reminds me of it, but can I taste it?
Definitely.
Because I've never tasted this before.
Please go ahead.
I'm thinking I'm going to start eating this.
Please, you have it for breakfast, you have it for lunch, you have it soft, you have it... Girl, it's completely up to you.
It's got a very distinctive taste. I prefer this taste over normal pap.
True.
It's very earthy.
Yeah, and this is something that I respect my elders for. Please stir the pot there. You don't want it to...
Yes, I'm going to stir the pot.
I respect my elders because if there's anything, they'll be like, I don't want pap, I don't want rice, give me my tea. So that's one thing that I appreciate and I'll always respect my elders for. But anyway, girls, manate hau fairly, and that basically means the joy never ends. Here in the Afternoon Express kitchen, and you can also bring joy to the ones you love by getting this recipe, so go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But be sure to join us again next week for another excellent recipe. And just in case you missed it, here's a quick recap of today's recipe.
Wow, talk about entering Heritage Weekend the perfect way possible. I mean, Langa, are you much of a chef yourself?
I mean, I have a chef in my life, so I don't really have to cook that much.
That's it. I mean, what a way to flex. You know, when you're dating a chef, you're like, who needs to cook? He got it. I love that. So, do you not know how to make even one thing?
I know. I'm great at bolognese, and I'm a great braai Sunday kind of person. I have a Sunday braai like all the time. I love a fish braai. Easy stuff, you know, like just a vegetable and some meat, like some simple stuff.
I love that. I saw you also saw amadumbe lapha.
Yes, I haven't had amadumbe in so long, but if mageka KwaZulu, we usually have amadumbe. Yeah.
Absolutely reminding me of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, we still have so much more yumminess coming up on the show, but something else I'm so excited about. I mean, from one musician to another, we're going to be heading all the way to Johannesburg. There's something special there called the Old Mutual Amp Studios, and we're going to be touching base with incredible South African artists who've collaborated to pay tribute to the legendary Caiphus Semenya. All of that musical goodness coming up. On all you incredible, fun-loving women. Beck is on the search for their Soleil squad, 3 young, radiant women who represent what the brand is all about. Miss Soleil is confident in who she is, embraces her quirks, and lets her inner and outer glow shine, all while inspiring and uplifting her sisters. To enter, visit the website, upload a video clip and photo, and tell Beck why you should be a part of their Miss Soleil squad. Entries close on the 30th of September, and T's and C's apply. Miss Soleil, your shine, your way. One of the most esteemed and prolific musicians in South Africa, having worked internationally with the likes of Michael Jackson, Harry Belafonte, and Quincy Jones. Having celebrated his 80th birthday just last year, he is still producing music and is as charming as ever. If you've guessed it, Caiphus Semenya, you know what's up. Now, Caiphus is a tough man to pin down, as he almost never does interviews. And this is why this month's AMP Studio Icon Hero Conversations is so historic. An exclusive one-on-one interview between Ricky Rick and the man himself, Caiphus Semenya. Making this even more of a momentous occasion, a number of top local artists have collaborated to create a tribute to Mr. Semenya, choosing one of his greatest hits, Matswale, an anthem written during the struggle, in honor of his legacy and the role his music has played in all of our lives. Let's take a look.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
Caiphus Semenya, for me, is a monument. He's definitely like up there, one of the gods of African music. I got to work with such incredible artists. I had Amanda Black here, and I had Maotela Queens, whom I love very much. Also, I had Bongizwe Mabanda, and Brother Questa, who was also on the song, was really incredible. And we have the legendary Vusi, who is an incredible drummer. And it's such an honor to have everyone on this record.
Like it does the emotion it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like you feel it from the moment it starts.
I think we can just mute the verse and you can do however you feel, and then the arrangement can come afterwards.
Early mornings and late nights, sweet grapes and grapevines, stories and little play fights. It's been a minute since date night.
Getting to bridge that gap between generations for me, I think is really crucial because it's such a massive song, and I just wanted to design the right sounds for it, make it slightly more modern, but also trying to get the spirit of Caiphus into the song. I'm really honored to be part of it, really.
Music has changed. How it makes us feel never will. The time is now to visit amstudios.co.za.
South Africa, talk about all of your faves, a star-studded lineup indeed. Now, all of this is coming to you on the 30th of September, streaming live from the Old Mutual SA Facebook page. The time is now to visit www.amstudios.co.za to learn more. You can also sign up to their newsletter for more invitations or updates, or WhatsApp your name to 081-707-6636 to become a part of the AMPT family.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
It's the Coup 80th birthday, and they want to celebrate with you, Mzansi. So they're making it happen this weekend on the 26th of September, and everyone's invited. Join the festivities hosted by the lovely Lona Maseko, and tune into Metro FM to be a part of the celebrations. Keep your eyes on Coup's social media pages for the link to their virtual lunch. One birthday, many reasons to celebrate. It's been a whole 18 months since we last touched base with digital influencer Nadia Jafta. And over that time, she's championed the latest season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao and ventured into her very first acting role. But first, let's take a look at the music video of the song that she had the pleasure of collaborating with Amin Haram and youngster CPT, Aina.
Yeah. No gun, but I pop. Make the wrong moves, boy, and you get blocked. Chilling on fourth like damn, it's too hot. Why stop? Look at every single reason I got. These girls don't hate why they wanna be me. Next time I'ma make them pay to see me. Hold it down, think about doing my thing. All eyes on me, I'm the content queen. Ain't a DJ, watch me turn the tables. 5 girls looking like the new Charlie's Angels.
Sissy! Hi, girl! Guys, you know when you're going to say, you write a letter to say, come back home, we miss you.
I know, I feel like I've really missed this place, and I'm glad that I'm doing this with you. It's been too long.
It's been too long. The last time I saw you, actually, was at the launch, the very first episode of Tropica Island of Treasure. Fast forward 18 months later, Sissy, you're a millionaire or what?
I mean, I don't like talking about money. But, you know, let's leave the technicalities.
Okay, but how does it feel? I mean, first of all, you were on a beach in a bikini for months on end.
Yes.
Okay, number one, how? Number two, then how does it feel being teamed up with someone like Trevor, who was a Superman from the jump, and you walked away with the money?
No, Trevor is amazing. I love him so much. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without him. So I'm really, really grateful that he believed in me, and it forced me to believe in myself. So yeah, maybe I'll do it again. I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
If we do like an all-star season where we get the best of the best, all of the winners coming together for that ultimate prize, you'd sign up?
There.
I can't over productions, you heard it. I love that. No, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. But that is literally just one of so many things you've been busy with. You've bagged your first acting role.
I have.
Sissy, talk to me. Like how, what, when, and you're an actress now?
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people don't know that I actually studied film at UCT, and then I got a scholarship to do my master's in acting at the New York Film Academy. So I got my first acting role. I did the movie last year. It was supposed to release this year, but obviously, you know, COVID, lockdowns.
Well, I think that everything you touch turns to gold. It's quite obvious. Whether it's your acting, whether it is winning in a complete, almost hectic Island voted out moments. First of all, that's just so stressful. But on top of all of it, you also added a musician onto it. I mean, your love for music and the expression that music is able to give you, and you're able to just have fun. We're able to see the true Nadia in it. How was that collaborating with Amin and Youngster CPT?
It was amazing. You know, I didn't think that I would be rapping, to be honest. I don't have any intention of pursuing a rapping career. Let's not there.
No.
But I do love music. So if another opportunity had to arise, I would definitely take it.
Okay.
But I love music. I'm gonna keep pursuing music, keep making music and doing what I love, and that's content creation, you know, in all forms, and it's just an outlet. So yeah, if someone wants me on another rap song,
on a little collabo,
another collab, you know.
I like that. Okay, so you're very open, you're very flexible, and you really do embrace all of your talents. I mean, first of all, going from your Instagram page, in stitches every day, seeing the way your family interact, the pranks have me on the floor, honey. So in terms of the family background and the support that you get from home, you call him Opa.
Pa, yeah.
Opa, he is my favorite. Shout out to you, Pa. He is like iconic. And your mom, how much love and support is needed for Nadia Jafta to be who she is today?
I'm so lucky because literally my whole family has become influencers.
Yeah.
My mom's an influencer, my grandfather's an influencer, my brother's an influencer. So it's nice having that common love, you know, for the industry, and it's nice doing things together, working together, doing campaigns together. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. It's a good support structure to have when you're in this industry.
It's so special, I think. And I think that it takes people around you to lift you up when you're down and say, you know what, girl, you got this. Whether it is an entire women's health cover.
Yeah, I forgot about that, eh?
Oh, you forgot about that? You know, South Africa, when you're dealing with a superstar, she tends to forget that she was an entire cover model. Girl, we saw that six-pack.
It was Tropica. Tropica prepped me for the cover.
Iconic. But how was that moment? And, you know, just being a woman, we just come out of Women's Month. We're full on in Heritage Month. I mean, it was Heritage Day just yesterday. How does it all play a part in you not only using your voice, but being the voice within this industry? You're young, you're a woman, you're successful, and you're owning your space.
Yeah, that's all I can hope to do, you know. I never thought I would be in this space, in this position, and I'm constantly learning and evolving, and you have to always humble yourself because there's always room to grow. And the one thing that I want to teach the people that support me is that anything is possible. And yeah, I think that's a very important message, especially if you're a woman in South Africa with everything that we go through. It's important to be united and stay strong and go for what we truly want without kind of expecting any sort of handout, you know.
And talking about handouts, there was a little controversy.
Huh?
Controversy? Oh, you don't know?
Me?
Must I remind you? Okay, let me remind you. South Africa,
right.
Nadia went under attack, honey. Social media came for you, kancane.
Yeah, I know.
With that song, Aina.
Yes. But that was the point. That was the point. Like, think of it as a social experiment. The song's name is Aina. If you listen to the lyrics, you know, we kind of knew that would be the response in some sort of way, but I also knew I had such faith in the people that support me, and they came through. Like, you know, they really came through for me, and in the end there was so much more support than there was
the negativity,
backlash, you know. And you have to always keep that in mind, because you know what tends to happen when we get negativity or backlash, we focus on just that and we forget all the other, you know, we forget the positivity. So that's what I focused on, and that's what kept me going. But there was a lot of cyberbullying. There was a lot of meanness. You know, so there was all of that.
So Nadia, you know, in this moment, I can relate as much as everyone in South Africa can relate. I mean, if you've got social media, someone's bullied you. Someone has had those Twitter fingers out and tried to attack you and tried to throw some shade, honey. But this is your opportunity now, not only to address the haters, because ain't nobody got time for a hater, but for all those hundreds of people that did support you and that loved you. You got your little camera there, girl. What do you want to say to your peeps?
You know, I just want to say thank you so much for continuing to believe in me and support me and just being there with me through all my endeavors, whether it be acting, music, modeling, entrepreneurship, everything. Thank you so much, and I hope I make you proud. And I love you, and yeah, I'll try to continue to be an inspirational source of inspiration to you guys.
Thriving. Every single time I talk to Nadia and I touch base with her, you inspire me in a way that is molecular. I can't even put it in words, because you have taken something that a lot of people take for granted, just a cell phone, and you have turned it into an industry, you've turned it into a business. Brands want to work with you. People are just trying, as long as they've got Nadia Jafta on the name there somewhere, we know it's a winning recipe. Thank you for allowing our show to be the winning recipe as well, having you as a guest today, touching base this Friday as we usher in Heritage Weekend. Cheers, girl.
Thanks, girl.
Well, there you have it, South Africa, Nadia Jafta. She's proven to us time and time again that she is a woman of power, and she shows up to the world every single day of her life. South Africa, please do head over to social media. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express, and please may you flood our timelines with Nadia Jafta love.
creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover. Yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, South Africa. Thanks again for joining us. It's still Heritage Month.
And we're going to make one of my favorite dishes, a bunny chow, curry bunny chow. I love it.
I know. And what better way to celebrate a heritage this weekend than with one of the most amazing local is lekker recipes that will knock your socks off. A Durban bunny chow is one of those favorite spicy, delicious recipes and perfect to enjoy with casual dining.
I love curry, and we've got some lamb here. So I'm first going to brown the lamb because we know that is where the flavour are.
Correct.
And you can also use any tough. I would like lamb like tough sections.
Yes.
Lamb is normally not very tough, but I would use the others, especially sections with bone in. I love a bean, you know.
Okay.
So
I prefer that as well because that's where all the flavour is.
Yeah. So we're just going to brown that off. What are you doing on that side?
I'm just chopping up the onions for you because they're also going to go into the curry. And then I'm also going to get ready with your potatoes. So those are going to go in a little later. But you're going to show us the steps exactly how to make sure this curry is a Durban curry, not just any kind of curry.
I know. And this is for Polly. She must love the curry. And she is from Durban. So we're doing this first. So I like to season my meat a little bit while it's browning.
Okay.
While it's caramelizing. So I'm just going to give it a stir here. Okay. And then I'm going to make our curry sauce a different way today. Normally you will throw your spices in there and you will cook the spices off. Yeah. But I'm going to make it differently. So firstly, I'm going to take my bliss, my double cream bliss. Just grab this spoon here. And I'm going to add that to a bowl. This is so thick and luscious. It's just going to break down all the tough parts and it's going to add that nice acidity to the curry mixture as well.
And it's a source of 10 vitamins. It comes in different flavors. It comes in different packaging. So for those of us that want to enjoy the entire liter by ourselves.
So in my curry mixture here, I'm going to add some garlic and ginger. That's like the two things you have to add, garlic and ginger. And I like it fresh.
Okay.
I don't like to buy these crushed ones. I will chop the real thing.
I know, but they're a good cop-out, to be honest, for those days when you don't feel like
when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Some turmeric for the color and for flavors. Some curry powder. I'm going to add that in here. Some cumin powder. And if you've got like real cumin like this, the small little seeds, I like to put them in whole.
Me too.
I've got no fuss around that too. And this is a bit of coriander powder. Once again, if you can buy the whole coriander, I just crack them a little bit. I'm going to add some chili for some heat, especially for Polly. She loves it.
We all know she likes her heat, right?
And some tomato paste. Dit is om trend te gedoen te die, hoor. There's lots of stuff going in here. We've got a cinnamon stick in here. I'm going to add that in there. We've got a star anise in here that's going to give that floral note. I'm also going to add that within there. And then we've got these little cardamom pods. And people take the seeds out.
I think it's easier when you put it in like that because you get the flavor, but you get to be able to pull the seeds out.
Yeah.
Which makes it much easier.
So look at this mixture now. Oh, can you imagine your meat in here? I will even marinate the meat in here if you've got time. If you don't have time, forget about it. And I'm putting in some curry leaves here.
Okay.
And people must know they can buy curry leaves at any shop.
True.
And then you buy it fresh, but you can dry it.
Yes.
And then you can just keep it there when you've got it. Some bay leaves. I will just put 1 or 2 in here.
Okay.
And now I'm going to add this lusciousness with my meat.
I can already smell those spices, those aromatics that you put in there. I think that's one thing that makes me appreciate Indian cooking. The fact that when you taste your meat, you don't just, it's not bland. There's nothing plain about it. It just absorbs all those flavors. Oh my gosh, you guys need to come into this kitchen. It smells really good.
And always a bit of tomato.
Always a bit of tomato.
I grew up with my heritage in the Free State. We never put tomato in. It's the strangest thing. Yeah, it was just water. It's like curry powder and water. We didn't have garlic or ginger or anything. It's just net water.
Wow.
And I'm going to add some potatoes. We always love a potato. And some carrots. Sure, but you are throwing it in. And some onions. We're going to add that in there. And then we're just going to leave this baby for about an hour, hour and a half. We're going to close the lid. And we're going to let it do its thing all on its own.
The whole trick with the bunny, I don't know if you remember, we did a kota the other time.
Yes.
It was very similar, but it was just cut in a different angle. So the same with the bunny. Also, you hollow it out. And then we're going to go in with our filling here. We made some a little earlier. Can you see? Good? There's a little window to heaven in the bread. And all we do is we fill it up with our amazing curry that we made a little earlier. And you make sure that it just oozes with all those flavors and all those sauces. And I love how they like, when they're serving you this, when you order a bunny, they like to make sure that the sauce runs over.
Yes!
So like, it's as if it's a trick. If you didn't believe that it was good, now look at it. It's just spilling over. And that is your Durban curry bunny chow, guys.
Gosh, it's got my name on it, hey?
Look at it.
Do you close it or put a lid on or not?
If you want to, but I mean, girl, this is just my bowl.
That bread, I want to show you what we did as kids. So what we did is with the bread, the little bread, we used to make a cloinky like this. And then we used to go into the pot and eat the sauce.
Okay, you learned another trick from Anal, guys. But like we said, to get your hands on this recipe, make sure you go to afternoonexpress.co.za.
With the creamy double cream bliss from Clover. Yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Bunny chow. Bunny chow. I'm all for it.
Love a bunny chow.
I mean, what memories? On social media, we have been asking everybody what foods, resonates with the heart and the stomach and remind you of your childhood. For me, bunny chow is all the way up there growing up in Durban.
100%. Durban, Mufwetegwini, that's what you have to have. I mean, we all know that Durban kind of like captures the culture of Zulu people, but also of Indian people, because this is the largest group of Indian people outside of India, and that meal really captures that so beautifully. But it's delicious. It's delicious.
I miss Durban so much. That really did give me such nostalgic feelings. But something else that's going to give me a bit of a nostalgic feeling is a bit of a love song that you're going to be performing.
Yes, this song's called Love Lost because when I was in high school, my final year, my first love passed away, unfortunately. And it was just a painful thing to go through, but I felt that it was important to really find closure about it. And it's been 8 years now, and I finally got to that place of peace and closure. So I thought it would be important to remember that love with joy and without pain, you know, and that's what the song does, it remembers that love, and I want people to remember all things that they love, even when they're gone, with that joy and with that kind of good spirit,
Releasing the pain from those memories.
100%. You have to remember that love is glorious even when it evolves, because even death is just an evolution of love. You learn to love someone without that physical affirmation and seeing them every single day.
Wow, Langa, that is so beautiful, and I'm sure so many South Africans can identify with having loved and having lost. During COVID-19, a lot of people lost their loved ones, they lost their passion, they lost their jobs, and of course income. So this is something that I think is a universal conversation that we can abide by. But more than anything, putting that positive spin on it. I'm so looking forward to Love Lost coming up.
We want to acknowledge the healthcare students tirelessly volunteering during COVID-19.
She's been a role model. She has given me so much confidence.
And give them hope for their future after this pandemic.
Here I am now, it's 10 years later, and I'm still trying to follow in his footsteps.
We're looking for current and aspiring healthcare students, graduates, interns, or those doing the community service here. Nominate yourself, receive nurturing mentorship, experience health work readiness, and stand a chance to win a 25,000 Rand scholarship. And for the mentors associated with the winner, you'll win an overseas trip to attend a medical conference of your choice. Sponsors of Brave, the next generation of Brave.
definitely looking forward to this next performance. Today is truly special as the talented Langa and Lonwabo joins us on the day that he's releasing his debut album, simply titled Langa. There's nothing simple about this next performance, as his velvety and soulful notes will transcend you to that higher level. Let's give it up as he performs Love Lost from Langa.
I've been wrestling the stars. The sunlit skies are way too fast. Exploding balls of gas. My heart still sings your jazz, yeah. Blue rose right, that's all you say. Your soul's flown a new flight. I wish I could see you there, love. I still remember when we first met. It was September. I never knew it like this. Do you still remember? Of love play in my head. Your dreams live in mine. I feel it in my heart. The songs you made in yesterday. Oh honey, you've got new life. Souls flown a new flight. I wish I could see you there. Remember love. I remember love. Remember love. Oh, I remember love. Remember love. I remember love. Remember love.
What an absolute treat of a Friday it's been, Mzansi. You've just sent us into the weekend soaring, and I think it's safe to say that South Africa is definitely going to be channeling on social media all that love. Now join us again, Mzansi, on Monday for a brand new week. But until then, have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe and happy eating. Clover has been a part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.